Hello internet world, and welcome to a live broadcast being actually recorded or broadcast with the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus. Now, I have been experiencing some bandwidth issues again, but this, for all intents and purposes, shows off the quality of what a live broadcast might look like if you pick up one of the very latest Samsung Galaxy S8s or indeed the S8 Plus. Now, I have been really very impressed with the S8 Plus so far. I've used it for the past 24 hours or just over 24 hours. The camera is absolutely fantastic. You will not be disappointed with the camera on this smartphone. It is just amazing. Now, I know when they launched the S8 and the S8 Plus, the initial reports were that there were no changes at all to the camera, but there must be some changes because this is definitely an improvement over the previous generation, the S7 and the S7 Edge. This has got much better colour rendition, and also the low light performance is definitely better as well. And I think that that is down to maybe a sensor change, maybe some software changes, but it definitely is very impressive indeed. With regards to performance, fantastic, and the screen is quite simply amazing. It really is. Now, I've done a few of these live broadcasts before with smartphones, and people have always commented after the event saying the actual picture quality or the video quality is quite poor. Don't judge the overall camera performance by a live broadcast, because the live broadcast actually depends upon my bandwidth, the YouTube service, and your bandwidth, your end, to determine what sort of quality you're getting. But it would actually just show you how the colour is rendered. And also, another important feature when using a smartphone for live broadcast is whether that camera hunts in and out. I've had cameras that have been virtually unusable on the YouTube live broadcast app or live broadcast feature, that they were just not worth using again. I did one of these broadcasts the other day with the Moto G5, and the camera was rock solid, no hunting in and out, but unfortunately we had this sort of bad bandwidth as well, so do bear that in mind. Now, in today's broadcast, I'm going to talk about the S8 Plus a little bit later on. I have also got a few pieces of technology to show you as well, because I think that's always important to mix it up a little bit in these live broadcasts. And I also want to actually take a picture. I'm going to do that now actually. Let's take a photo of what we're doing, and we'll post this up on my Instagram, and you can actually see the S8 Plus, sort of how I've got it set up. Now, in previous videos, let's just get a good photo. In previous videos, I have actually been using an external microphone, but I decided not to use an external microphone on this broadcast because I wanted to actually check how the internal microphones actually performed. So if you follow me on Instagram, head on over to Instagram and you will see this photo now. And some of you have got your chat on the screen, which is very cool. Let's just do this very quickly, and then we'll get on with the rest of the broadcast. But do check out my Instagram, Geekanoids on Instagram, and you will see if your chat is on the screen. There you go, it is posted already, so do head on over there and check out that latest Instagram post. So let's just dive into the chat, and I want to say a big hello to Life Tips UK, also to James Cronin, Sam Ford. Simon says, you joined us yesterday, Simon, I remember you. So thank you very much for coming into the live broadcast. If you have got Twitter, Facebook or other social media, then please do share a link to this video, because the more people watching, the more fun it is. So let's see if we've got any questions. Sam Ford says, any chance of a Samsung Galaxy S8 giveaway? Not at the moment. Simon says he's asking who else is getting this phone. I would imagine this is going to be a big seller for Samsung. Of course, we had the Note issue where they did the recall, so they've got to really make this work. And early indications, certainly from my experience with it, is it's very good. They have got a winner on their hands. Life Tips UK said, what happened earlier? It got removed by the user. Yeah, the live broadcast just fell over straight away. It started to broadcast and within 3 seconds it dropped. And Sam Ford is saying the stream quality is extremely poor. And Life Tips UK, why is the video blurry? It's purely because of bandwidth. I'm not sure what's going on YouTube servers. I have got a really good connection here, mega fast connection. I get an average of about 200 megabits per second download, or 200 megabytes per second download, and roughly about 12 to 14 upload. So it's not my connection this end. I would imagine it's the connection up there somewhere. We've also got Daniel Adams saying you can't watch the live stream. Well, you will catch it later. It will be available on the channel later. And a big hello to Darren Gator. Hello, Darren. Darren, I must just personally address you. You've been a long time viewer and I really do appreciate all of your comments and you sharing all of my videos as well. As I do appreciate all of you that are watching this video. Thank you very, very much for all your support. So let's have a look at what we've got here. So I've got some technology here from Aukey. I've got another product hidden away down here. And I've also got a few bits here. I just want to cover off these bits first. This is really important to me. I've done a big investment for the last couple of years in the studio, and I'm preparing for the new studio tour. That's the room I'm in now. I've got new lighting behind me, which you've seen a sneak peek of. I've got new shelving over in that corner, which you've also seen a sneak peek of. Hello, Dominic. And I've also just recently invested in 2 new pieces of technology, and I'm planning on doing this every single year now because I want to start doing movie reviews. I watch a lot of movies. I never share my opinion with you other than the occasional tweet. This is Deepwater Horizon. Fantastic movie. Really is awesome. And you'll notice there it says it's in 4K Ultra HD and also HDR. So I've got a review of this coming up very, very soon. But to make my reviewing a lot more pleasurable for both myself and for you guys and girls, I've also invested in a new Sony X800 4K Blu-ray player. It's the UBP X800. I've got a review of that coming up on the channel as early as next week. And I've also invested in something else. And I can't show you the actual telly, but this is the remote. And I've also invested for the studio in a new Sony KD, if I get the model number right, KD 65XE9005. It's the new 4K Ultra HD HDR television from Sony. It's their new model for 2017. So not only have I got a review coming up of that Sony Blu-ray player, I've also got a review coming up of the telly, and the very first movie review for this year is going to be Deepwater Horizon, and then I've got some more movie reviews and Ultra HD movie reviews coming up as well. So I wanted to share that with you because I'm super excited about it. Now before I show you these other bits of tech, let's have a look at the comments again. We have got any questions? Well, I can see that we've also got Darren Bird. Hello, Darren. And Sam Ford asked, what's my opinion on the Marvel movies? I'm not really into Marvel movies as such. I have watched some of them, obviously, and they're okay. You know, I'm neither a big fan and I don't dislike them. If it's good entertainment value, then I'll certainly watch it. I always get confused between Marvel and DC. I don't know why. I just always get them confused. Simon says, got the Samsung Galaxy, the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, and to upgrade to the S8 isn't tempting enough due to the battery, the sensor placing. But I do like Bluetooth 5, which allows pairing to more than one item. Very, very good point. Bluetooth 5 in the Samsung Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus. Is it a good enough thing to upgrade for from the S7? Probably not for many. I do urge you to check out the camera though, because they've definitely made some tweaks with regards to camera sensor and or software, and it is a really big improvement. Will Moody Vlogs says, what made you do a tech channel? Wow, I could talk about that for a long time, but I'll try and keep it brief. Basically, back in the day, I was an IBM engineer, then a graphic designer, and I was the go-to guy. I was Honest Dave. People came to me and asked me what the best phone was, not smartphone then, just what the best cell phone or mobile phone was, what the best computer was, mouse, keyboard, and I started writing initially about technology. And after writing for a long time, and because I was doing graphic design, I started suffering from RSI, which was extremely painful. So I wanted a better way of communicating my love and knowledge of technology. So I started a YouTube channel, and I can remember using a little compact camera. It was a Canon PowerShot A80. I had a piece of grey cardboard, and I pointed the camera down at a case for the iPod and recorded it, and the rest is history. It was really a really good response. This was when YouTube had first started, and that's what made me start the channel. I was just uploading for fun initially, and I think that's the way a lot of people start. A lot of people just upload just to share that sort of 1 or 2 experience videos, and then because of the feedback, you sort of get addicted to it. 10 years later, still doing YouTube videos. So Darren says, are you a Red Dwarf fan? I absolutely love Red Dwarf. In fact, Darren, you might not know this, but Craig Charles, who is one of the main characters, of course, in Red Dwarf, recently became the presenter of the Gadget Show in the UK. It used to be Jason Bradbury. He left, so this year is the first season of the Gadget Show with Craig Charles in it, and it's really very, very entertaining. And if you can pick that up on a sort of YouTube to have a look at, or some other way of watching, then do check that out. It's the only real gadget show that we have that's broadcast here in the UK. So let's have a look. We'll do one more question, and then we're going to take a look at these other bits of technology. Audi 123000, do you like it when you get recognised on the street, Dave? Well, the first time that ever happened was probably, I would say, about 7 years ago, and the first time was very strange. And indeed, even the first time, I actually got chased down the road because I didn't know they were calling out to me, and I was, well, not chased, but I walked off fast, and it was actually somebody who recognised me. The second time was a bit strange as well because I had this guy sort of eyeballing me, and he was really well built, and I thought, oh, what's going down here, sort of thing. And he said, it's Dave, you know, and it's great, it really is great. I love meeting people who've watched the channel, who love the videos, and of course, even if they haven't watched the channel, I love just talking about technology. So if, was that Rick? I just saw Rick G, that was me. Is that really you, Rick, watching the live stream? That was awesome. I do remember that meeting very, very well. I was running an errand for my mum, and it really caught me off guard. But I've been probably recognised a couple of dozen times, and it's really great because you like technology, because you're watching the channel, and I love technology, then it just makes the connection really great because you've got something to talk about, not only the videos, but just your love for smartphones, cameras, whatever. I even had a guy who hadn't watched the videos, and I was walking around a car show with my camera, and it was one of the latest Olympus OMDs, and he said, I've been trying to see one of these for ages, would you mind if I had a look? And I said, no. I sort of gave him the camera and let him take a few photos with it, and he was so appreciative. Never watched the videos, didn't know who I was, but just loved photography, and it's just great. It really is great when that happens. So anyway, thanks again, Rick, for tuning into the broadcast. I'm going to move on and have a look at these other bits of technology. And the first one, which is kind of strange because I'm going to be talking a bit more about the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus, but this is another smartphone. This is the Huawei, and that is the correct pronunciation, Huawei P10. Awesome, very, very cool product packaging, first of all. I don't want everything to fall out, but this sort of opens up in this sort of way. Very, very cool packaging. And this is a really interesting smartphone because it's got some amazing optics on the back. It's got Leica optics, so really very, very high-end glass and sensors, and it takes fantastic photos. This is what it looks like from the front. It's obviously a lot smaller than the S8 Plus. I must say a big, big thank you to Vodafone UK for sending this out to me. They've made the review of this possible, and I'll be sharing with you my opinion of this in a future video. Or in fact, I'll probably do another live broadcast with this to see how that front-facing camera performs. So this is the Huawei P10. It feels very Apple-like. I hate to say that, but the actual shape of it and the curves, very, very similar to the iPhone 7 and the same shape iPhones that went before that, but very, very nice. Very nice finish to it. Let me give you a close-up of that, and you can, of course, see the Leica branding on the back there. And then the actual screen is very, very clear. Give you a close-up of that screen. It is just superb smartphone. Such a high-quality finish to it. Nice performance. Again, I've been using this for a couple of days as well. But where this really excels, this is the Huawei P10 for those of you who've just tuned in. This really excels in both videography, but mainly photography. Some nice features on the actual camera software, which take advantage of those dual lenses on the back. Great for monochrome or black and white photography as well. Really good performer. Battery life on this has been stellar as well. Really very, very impressed. And in fact, a few people asked me, since I announced that I had the S8 Plus in the studio, a few people were asking, you know, would I ever switch away from my daily driver? Where did I put it? So my daily driver at the moment is the iPhone 7 Plus. Would I ever switch away from iOS to Android? And my answer to that is, yes, I most definitely would. If the hardware is good enough, and in fact the S8 Plus and the LG G6, which I've got coming in a few days, are every bit as good as the iPhone now. It depends on your preference between the operating system. That's the only differentiating factor now, really. And there are a lot of bugs in iOS. I've admitted this before, rotation bugs, sort of stutters and things like that, performance issues. I'm still stuck with this at the moment, but I'm very, very tempted to make the S8 Plus or the LG G6 once I've tested them both and swap that out, and maybe this will be gone. Who knows? That might well happen in the future. So let me have a look through the comments section again, and then I'm going to actually cover off these other little bits of technology. Edmundo Studios, Dave, have you ever considered doing retro reviews or perspectives on older devices like the iPhone 4 and old Apple tech? I would love to, but there are only so many hours in the day, so it's really very, very difficult to fit in another genre of video onto the channel. If something comes up in the future that I have picked up on eBay that's an older piece of tech and I think it warrants a video, then of course I would love to. I did do one retro review, and that was quite a while back, and that was one of the white iPod shuffles. I managed to pick up a new in-box one, sort of untouched, and I shared a review of that. That's quite a few years back now though, but that was a cool video, cool product as well. Life Tips UK says, Dave, I have an issue. Some apps are crashing a lot on my iPhone 6 and I tried resetting it. It didn't work. Any suggestions? Apart from just a reset, if you try and do a complete restore, that might well sort it out. If you are still having issues, then get in touch with Apple. They are actively swapping out faulty iPhones now rather than repairing them. Some of the old models, they're just doing straight swaps. Maybe you can actually encourage them to swap you out for either the same model or a newer model. So do get in touch with Apple if you still have a problem. Andrew Jackson says, what are your thoughts on the Nintendo Switch? I must admit I've got a Nintendo Switch and I hardly ever use it. The novelty wore off very, very quickly and I went back to just doing my casual gaming on the iPhone 7 Plus. There's also another question coming from Eddie Don UK. Do you use the Apple Watch? No, I don't. I covered this in my last broadcast actually, so and it's something that I get asked a lot, but I wear two devices. I wear a fitness tracker, which is non-obtrusive, allows me to track my activity, my heart rate, my sleep pattern, etc. And I find that the Apple Watch and other smartwatches were a big distraction. This is a mechanical automatic watch. I love my traditional timepieces. I just think they look really very elegant. I've got a few watches in my collection and that's the way I like to sort of roll when it comes to wristwear. So the Apple Watch wasn't for me. I tried it a few times, I think 4 times in total, and each time it got sent back. 776 Carl Edwards asks, did you get rid of your Fuji camera gear? I got rid of quite a lot of it. I still got the Fuji X100F, which I love for street photography. I love the Fuji ecosystem and also the actual user interface, and the photos, the JPEGs straight out of the camera from Fuji are top notch. They really are very, very good indeed. So I got rid of the X series camera, but I kept the X100F. So no interchangeable Fuji cameras at the moment. So let's move on to these other bits of technology. Now these were actually sent to me by a company called Aukey. I have actually covered their products on the channel before. This is the first one. These are some wireless earphones. The model number is EPB37. Now all of these are wireless sport earphones they call them. All of these I will put links down in the video description after the broadcast is finished. This is what they look like. They've got a lot of earphones do this now, but they connect together via magnets. I would say that these are very weak magnets, so not going to stay together very easily. There is an inline remote control, which is quite chunky. That does have the added benefit that it's got a slightly larger battery in here. Little recharge port there, which is micro USB, and some controls. This is how long the wire is that goes behind your neck when you're wearing them. Very comfortable to wear. This is like a metallicized plastic. I don't think it's proper metal, and they're a little bit larger than some earbuds, but very, very comfortable. And the audio that they produce is more than acceptable. It's not stellar on this pair, it's just okay. You know, you can tell from the price point that they're not going to be really high-end audiophile performers, but they're more than pleasant enough to listen to. A little bit lacking in the bass frequencies. Vocals sound nice and clear though, and it's just a nice cheap pair of wireless earbuds that you don't have to worry too much about. So if you want something cheap and cheerful, these will get the job done. So that's the first product I want to show you. The next one is actually here. This is a desk lamp, and it's called a portable desk lamp because you don't plug it into the mains. It's rechargeable, so it's only plugged in when you're recharging it. The model number of this is the LT ST5, and this is what it looks like. It's sitting just down here on the desk, and I think it looks okay. I love these LED lights because not only do they cast a really nice, clean, crisp light, but they're directional as well, because you can obviously adjust the arm that comes up and you can swivel them around, etc. This one recharges here via the micro USB port, touch sensitive on the bottom, so you tap it once for it to come on, and then you can tap it again to get brighter, tap it again to get brighter, and then the next time and it turns off. I just love this style as well. I've reviewed a lot of these and I just think they're very, very useful. And the fact that this is rechargeable means this would be ideal for putting in your bag if you were going on holiday, and if you do a lot of reading or a lot of work, then you've got a really nice bright LED light. And I just love the crispness of it. It's very, very cool. So really good product. So that's another great product from Aukey. And then the last one I want to show you, sorry, the last but one, is down here. This is also from Aukey. This is model number CPR1. This is a laptop cooling pad, and as you can see, there's actually 3 fans in the base of this. This is like a metal grill. The base of it is plastic. You've got little feet that actually come up so that you can actually angle the laptop stand up. And then on the back, you've got an on-off switch, LED light, and 2 USB connections. So you power this off of your laptop, put your laptop on top, and it remains nice and cool. This is very, very good. Now, before I move on to the last product, which is sitting up there, I just noticed somebody asked, it was Simon says, can you turn on your wall triangular lights? They're always on other reviewers' studios, and you're referring to the lights behind me here. And yes, I can. So let's just grab my iPhone. Hey Siri, turn campfire on.
Campfire, I'm on it.
And there you go. Wow, this is really very, very cool. I absolutely love these lights. This is the Nanoleaf Aurora, and they look fantastic. You can't quite see the tip of this, and you can't see the colours properly, but the colours are like red, orange and yellow, and it's meant to look like a bonfire. I've also got, hey Siri, turn white blue tip on.
All right.
And there you go.
Set for white blue tip.
That changes it to white on the bottom, And again, just out of shot, actually, let me see if I can just angle the camera up. You can see the very top one is blue. There we go, look at that. Awesome, love it. Absolutely love those lights. Let me turn them off. Turn lights off.
Okay, the Aurora's.
And there you go. So a little demonstration of you. Actually, some of them have remained on. What's going on there? That's not right. They should all be off. Let me turn it on again and off again. Hey Siri, turn campfire on.
All right, your home is set for campfire.
Okay, I'm going to show you this once more, just so you can get to see the colours a bit better. There we go, you can see those colours now. Look at that, awesome. That's actually my son's design. He decided what they were going to look like. Turn lights off.
Okay,
There you
the
go.
Aurora studio is off.
They turned off properly that time. So that's a little demo of the Nanoleaf Aurora. Highly recommended. I absolutely love them. So I'm going to show you this last product, and it's up here. This is another one from Aukey. They sent me a big box of things. This is model number. I never remember these model numbers. This is model number VTCM1, and it's a wireless IP camera. So it connects via Wi-Fi or Ethernet, and you've got some input there for USB and a tripod mount on the bottom as well. And then this is a wireless camera, records in HD and works with their software. There's also a little SD card slot or micro SD card slot on the bottom there, so it will actually record locally to the memory card. Now a lot of these security cameras actually only record to the cloud, which is all well and good, but what if your broadband goes down? Then you've got no sort of recording feature available to you. With this one, it records to the SD card, so you've got that local recording. I have not found a really good solution to recording both to the cloud and locally, other than Netgear do an Arlo Q Pro, which is powered over Ethernet, and I'm pretty sure that records locally, but I'm not sure if that also records to the cloud at the same time. But this is just a really sort of cheap budget option for a wireless IP camera, and the quality is very, very good. So if you're looking out for something like this, if you really want a security camera and don't want to spend too much, this does rotate as well, by the way, so you can actually rotate the position up and down and left and right. There's little motors inside. If you're looking for something that's affordable, then this is well worth checking out. The quality is not as good as some of those higher end products. I'd be lying if I said otherwise, but sometimes the budget prevails over what you're going to purchase, and this is well worth picking up. They're so good now. A lot of these sort of imported cameras are really more than acceptable quality, so you know, do consider that. So anyway, that's all the technology. Let's just have one last look in the chat before I end this broadcast. And we've got Adam Silver here saying I keep setting Siri off on his iPad. That's so funny. Also, Brayson Mitrovic asks, do you like to use Samsung Galaxy phones as your daily driver? I am considering the Galaxy S8 Plus as a daily driver. And also Darren agrees, Aukey makes some really good products. The laptop cooler, he's going to feature on his channel as well, so do check out Darren's review of that when he puts it up on the channel. I think they make awesome products as well. And last question for the broadcast is from Life Tips UK. How's the weather doing in your area, Dave? It keeps going up and down from being really nice and warm and sunny to sunny with a really cold wind, and then today is really overcast, and in fact I must admit I have got the heating on because it's just a little bit chilly, or chillier than normal. So hopefully we'll get a good summer anyway. That's what I'm keeping my fingers crossed. So thank you to all of you for tuning in to this broadcast. Oh, before I go, one last thing on the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus. I've been actually doing some tests and some videos on some of the best cases and the best case options for this particular phone. One thing I will say is it's very hard to find a good screen protector. I tried one of the glass screen protectors on the S8 Plus, but when you put a case on, it actually damaged the side of the glass screen protector and just pulled it off again. I'm currently trying a film type screen protector, not a wet application, a dry application one, and it looks really very, very good indeed. And just in closing, the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus is going to be in my pocket over the coming weeks. So if you've got any questions at all, don't forget to tweet me. You can always tweet me at Geekanoids, or indeed leave a comment on this video once it's uploaded to the channel. And any questions at all about the S8 Plus, I will try and answer them. One last thing, I keep remembering extra bits of information. The iris scanner works fine with glasses on, and it's very quick to unlock the phone. I don't like the placement of the fingerprint sensor, like a lot of other reviewers are saying. It's right next to the camera and it's difficult to actually reach. So I'm using the iris scanner to actually unlock it. And hopefully that's more than secure enough anyway. So anyway, that's really it. I'm going now. Thank you again for tuning in. I'll see you again soon in another video on the Geekanoids channel.